Hi, my name is Natalia.
My name is Samantha Oliva.
And we're going to interview a person that is from the United States about his experience in Mexico. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
What's your name?
My name is Albert.
Where do you live?
Currently I'm living in Houston, that's in the state of Texas. And it's a very nice state. I have liked it. The only bad thing is it's totally flat. But the weather is nice sometimes. But in some others it's kind of hot and in some others it's a little bit cold.
So you're on vacation in Mexico?
I beg your pardon?
So you're on vacation in Mexico or
Yes,
just
yes
for...
it is. Yes indeed. Vacation so far and it has been really good.
Would you live here?
Yes, I would. It is a possibility. It can be done probably in the future. Mexico has very wonderful places to live, and there are actually a lot of people that have retired in Mexico. It's beautiful. The cost of living is really good. Even the medicine, is cheaper. Doctors are good. So Mexico's a very good reputation for that sense. So I would be willing to consider it, of course, in the future.
What places have you visited here in Mexico?
Mexico City, I've been mostly right now in the state of Mexico, and then of course downtown, which is the capital. A lot of history, a lot of beautiful places, good places to eat. The archaeology is also fantastic, so I have been really thrilled of being there. Very safe as well, so I'm happy.
Do you like Mexican food?
Indeed, I have even gained some weight since I arrived. It's just very tasty. One of the things that you will not find in America is real Mexican food. And on the other hand, after many years of living in the U.S., the food is very bland. So everything you have is like fast food or things that are instant. In America, you're supposed to work all your life, and every single hour. It's just people there, like they say, in Mexico people work to live. In America we live to work, and that's totally bad. So coming here to Mexico and try real food is excellent.
What about Mexican food? Was it spicy or just amazing?
Oh my God, it's not a fantasy. It is spicy. Just today we went to have dinner and I had this salsa and I put it in my food, and the salsa was excellent. It was really good, but it was really hot. So I had to scrape it off and then try to eat as much as I could, but it is hot. It can be very hot.
Do you find attractive Mexican people?
Definitely.
Could you tell me something you've noticed only Mexicans have?
There are many they're very friendly. Many of them are very friendly. And of course, the food is very peculiar. I don't think there is a place that I've been that has probably better food than that. And I've been in China, I've been in Saudi Arabia, I've been in Central and South America, and I think the Mexican food is probably the best I've ever had.
Do you know any other city in Mexico?
I've been in Monterrey, I've been in Tijuana, I've even seen the soldiers. I've been stopped by them and all that. But it's very nice. I still like Mexico a lot.
What do you think about the crime here in Mexico?
It's a problem, but you got to remember that crime is a problem of poverty. Some people don't have any other choice because they don't have access to education and they cannot get a fair job. And even when you get a fair job and it is not paid well, and you have no other choice because you have expenses or whatever, crime is probably the only option. So whenever you have a country like Mexico, you have these uber rich, these people that control all the money, like Slim, that it's a monopoly, which is actually a shame that Mexico has the richest man in the world. When you have all these people, dying of hunger, you have this one man that is richer than Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or even Steve Jobs when he was alive. This kind of happened. So when you have that disparity on it, that's what happens. You have a subclass of people that have to survive, and sometimes there's nothing else but resort to crime or things like that. So,
do you think Mexico is a safe place to live?
In some places, of course, it is. But of course, it needs to reform, the way of judges. For example, in America, you have a jury. You can choose to have a trial by a judge or a jury. Mexico does not have any juries. Like for example, they will never say like you, me, or somebody else. We want you to be a jury. We want you to listen to a case, and you guys decide whether the person over here, based on the evidence, is either guilty or not guilty. In Mexico, it doesn't happen that way. There is a judge over there. He sits down. He listens to everything. They look at the evidence. You're guilty. Boom. That's it. Now, can somebody buy a judge? Yeah. Can somebody buy a jury? That's more difficult. And those are some of the things that they need to change in Mexico, probably in the future.
What are the things you like most of this country?
There are so many. I mean, in many ways, I love Mexico. In many, many, many ways. And I do believe that, for example, Mexico could have a very big future, very bright future. Especially now with people like you that can start asking the questions and changing the things. That your eyes are open to new realities and say, wait a minute, we can make it. I don't think there is anything that Mexico does not have that could not allow it to be a first world country. You have it all. Let me tell you one example. In my travel to China, one of the things that you will see is two things. A lot of young people, a lot, millions of young people, and thin people. You come back to the United States and there are two things you see. Fat people, incredibly fat people, and old people. Mexico has the raw materials, people young like you. They don't have it over there. So Mexico really has a lot of resources, including the most important one, which is young people like you, to be able to propel the country to a place. Now, would you girls, guys, do it? It's up to you.
What do you think about regional music?
Regional is something that I like, but if you talk about like folkloric music, I also like it. You know, even at one point in time, I watched that ballet from Amalia Hernandez. I watched it; it was really good. So folkloric, which is the roots of the country, something that I really like. History, I'm totally for it. And then if you want to divide it into, you know, like the Mexican Frank Sinatra, like Jose Jose, or Café Tacuba, so there are a lot of music that I really listen from and that I even have my iPod.
How has the people been? Have they been nice or rude to you?
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Now, here is a trick, okay? Here is a trick for you. If you are able to speak Spanish, I mean, if you're from another country and you're able to speak Spanish, but you're in a place where you're not familiar, don't speak Spanish. Or speak it really bad. Because I have noticed that the less you're able to speak Spanish and to understand, the more people want to help you. But if they think this is a bad thing, of course, right? It is a bad thing to say that, for example, if you're a Mexican, you're going to get mistreated in many ways. But if you're a foreigner, they probably will leave you alone. So usually I do that, but because of that, and of course you have to be nice to people, right? You always have to handle how are you, I don't understand that. Could you help me with this and that? And many Mexicans don't have that attitude. Many Mexicans are like, well, what is the problem? What is happening? What do you want? And they're like, wait a minute. Americans, we don't have that. There's nothing to show. We're not pushing for anything. It's like, excuse me, can you help me? Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you please say it again? The Mexicans are not like that. I don't know why. They are just very frontal to it. So, considering that I'm a foreigner and I approach people nicely, usually I have very good response from the people and a lot of respect.
Tell me about your experience in Mexico.
Very positive. I don't think that I will remain here even longer. But certainly I like to come and I will keep doing it for a longer term.
For how long would you be staying here in Mexico?
I will stay here probably for another month. An extra month I will go and then I will depart regrettably, I will have to depart to Houston to continue living to work until I retire.
Okay, so it's been a pleasure to make an interview with you.
It's been my pleasure too. Thank you very much for the time here.
Good night.